Hey everybody, welcome to Alliance War number 1 of the off season. Now this is where I get to test all of the new features I want to try, so bear with me on this war. It's going to look a lot different, and also it's going to take for me a little bit of practice, because you'll notice I'm going to be doing all of this a little bit sort of live as I'm doing it. So I'm taking in Phoenix, Emma, and Archangel. This is going to be a fairly common team. You'll see Archangel's going to get swapped out sometimes. And to be honest, I'm looking for some feedback here. When I first started making Alliance War videos, and even up until season 3 or 4, I think I wasn't doing any face or camera stuff, and I figured, you know what, let's see if we can get that into the mix a little bit. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do war videos just like this. So node number 6, going in, starting this war video. I've got my common defenders up there. You guys should be used to some of this formatting. It's just been moved around a little bit, and I've got the face cam on there and everything. Now you should be able to see the war in the background, but mostly we're looking at the node here. Going in, doing my planning, and it looks like I'm taking Emma Frost, so we'll get into that fight right here. Now, taking in Emma Frost versus a Gamora, it looks like it's just a diversity fight, so we're going to go in and start in diamond form and start doing some 5-hit combos. I didn't get the parry right there, but the parry gives me 2 prowess charges, so I go in and do that, get the heavy attack. Now I'm already in telepath form, and I'm going to get some massive damage coming up here, and probably going to launch at some point a special attack, because but I do have suicides on, so off season I'm kind of running suicides just because it speeds me up in the arena a little bit, and you know, it's really worth it. Nobody really cares about the stats for off season, so I'm gonna throw a special 3. It actually does a lot of damage. Really big fan of Emma's special 3 here. And Gamora doesn't really pose a threat. And also, what's really cool about the special 3 is it doesn't gain them a lot of power. You'll see her power rate. Look at her power barely going up with this 5-hit combo. So there's some uses for that for sure that I'm going to be able to implement. I don't know exactly how, but trust me, I'm going to figure out a way. There's anytime you don't do power gain, that's good. So that's the end of that one. We're going up to node number 9. Node number 9, I'm looking at, you know, more of another diversity node, but it does have an unblockable special too. So we're looking at a tech champion here, and it's a 6-star. So I think it's probably going to be Rocket, and even though he's not on the list, we're gonna probably see a Rocket. So here we go. It's a Rocket, and I'm gonna take in Phoenix for the class advantage. And Phoenix actually does some pretty good damage here. I know Rocket doesn't have a lot of hit points, but he's still, you know, he's a 6-star. This is the equivalent of a 455. I get a really long reach heavy there from Phoenix, which is pretty cool. Get a parry, do another one. Look at these heavies coming up. I have the overload, which is going to trigger, and it's not gonna expire any furies because I have the synergy with Emma. So look at that, pretty good stuff out of that. So move on to node number 33, which is the Bleed Immune, Limber, Plagued Mind. It's kind of a diversity node. Path number 9 has a lot of diversity nodes, and I don't know, to be fair, you know, the only hard nodes are node 44 and the mini boss. So let's get right into this one. I'm taking in Phoenix again just because I want to save Emma Frost for node 44, and it turns out to be a Black Bolt. So I'm going to just do some parries. I'm not really worried about the suicides, just because if I do end up dying, I'll be able to heal up a little bit. You know, I'm not without potions, just using the Phoenix Force charges. So just going in on this Black Bolt. I know there's a Limber, so I'm trying to kind of bait some heavies, bait some specials, and punish those instead. It's a little bit better strategy, and I know I'm not going to get the special 2 or special 3, so just kind of holding on to my specials. I'm not going to waste the recoil damage at all. Letting those 2 Phoenix Force charges add the furies up in a timely manner, I guess, and the damage is looking pretty good. Phoenix, I'm pretty impressed with her damage, and I think she's going to be just fine for the season here. So really well done versus that Black Bolt, and we'll move up to node number 40, which is the Villainy node. Look at the list of nodes on there. Is it that way? Yeah, it's that way. So there's Plagued Mind, Villainy. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's like a whole list. It goes on forever, and to be honest, this node is not that difficult, but it is one of the few that I've died on before. So I've seen Mephistos on here, and they can be a pain in the butt. But yeah, it looks like this one's a Cosmic Champion, so I'm wondering, is it going to be a King Root maybe? No, it turns out to be Hela. So I'm going to take Phoenix in again. I know I won't be able to gain power, but that's not really a big deal for me. So I'm just going to do some heavies. There's no limber on this node, so what's the risk? Just go in, boom, 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 boom. I can see there's getting a little bit of lag. I wonder if that's OBS or if that's in game, but we'll find out as we practice this a little bit. So you might be noticing like the changes between nodes and everything. I'm doing that with my keyboard, so I might be making mistakes. And I have one final surprise. If you stay with me to the end, I'll explain my goal with this new design. I'll explain my goal at the end of this video. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So just dodging that special 2, just trying to get out of this alive. Proc the indestructible, no problem here. Proc that again. I just want some Phoenix Force charges just in case I die, and I get out of that, no problem. So moving on to the Spite node. I no longer need Phoenix, luckily. I can move on and only use Emma Frost. So I didn't really need Archangel on my team for this one, but hey, why not? He's useful. He's not going to be useful in the next season with that global bleed immune. But this one looks to be, is this a mutant champion on here? No, it's a mystic. So let's go in here to the fight screen here. This one is a Jane Foster. Absolutely terrible placement. I don't know what they were thinking. I think maybe just the class, they were like, okay, let's de-incentivize the Corvus. I don't know, maybe it's just the off season and they said, hey, why not dupe 6-star Mystic, might scare the bejesus out of someone, but no, I was taking in Emma no matter what here. So super high crit rate, get those charges going and blow those charges for 34,000 damage. That is pretty crazy damage that we're seeing out of those special 2. I know I have double suicides and recoil though, so I don't know. Could be more damage than we'll be seeing in the regular season when I don't run suicides. But either way, really liking the damage output from this champion that has a lot of immunity and utility. So special 2 for the win here, and we'll move on to the last node, which is the immunity mini boss. And this immunity mini boss is a 5-star duped mystic champion, I believe. Yes, and it's a hood. Yes, it is a hood. So I'll throw away this screen again, and we'll see this. This last fight, and it's gonna be, I don't know, a 455 hood. I'm not exactly sure why this placement, but I think maybe they're just experimenting with some other nodes during the off season, and TCTIM is a pretty strong alliance, so I have a feeling their officers are just mixing and matching, seeing what works, what doesn't. This to me didn't come across as a very difficult fight, even if Mystic Dispersion was in its heyday. I don't think this is going to be a super challenging fight. The challenge comes if he does throw a special 2, and that could get a little hairy. But with this high crit rate on Emma, I'm refreshing these prowess pretty often, and I'm looking for a special 2. I'm probably going to get a big one here. Yeah, 14,700. Oof, God, so much damage there. That was a lot of damage coming from Emma there. And let's see here. Hood's going to throw another special 1. I'm going to block that, and then I'm going to go in for a 5-hit combo. Just keep that damage going. Stay in diamond formed. He throws a special that triggers my telepath form, and I'm building that prowess up. It looks like the next special 2 is going to get him. I just have to go in, get that crit, refresh the prowess. One more beta special 1 here if I can, but I get kind of confident, and then that kills him. So that's it. That's it from me for this war. Get that path cleared with no deaths. That was pretty good. And this is the new end screen. So we lost the TCTIM. Those guys are pretty strong. I went 6-1 on my path. That season graphic right there is wrong. 7-5. That was our final score. You can tell I do a little bit of copy pasting with my graphics, but you know, try and mix and match them a little bit. So hey, let's just go over the plan here. I do definitely, guys, this is not permanent. It's not set in stone, so I would really welcome some constructive criticism. But my plan is to do these war videos live this season. If I can make this work, it's going to be pretty cool. So the plan will be, wars are what are they? Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays. Is that it? Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Well, anyway, we'll come up with a schedule where every single, on those days, the 3 wars that you have a week, I'm gonna be live at a certain time. And what you just saw, I just did live on my computer, right? So I'm recording. What I'll be able to do is instead of hit record, I'll hit stream, and I'll do that. I won't be reading the chat. I won't be doing anything. It'll just be a live video, and then I'll stop streaming right at the end, and that'll be it. I might do like a stop stream and then start stream to sort of talk about the war, see if anybody's had any thoughts about the war. Maybe we can chit chat about it. I don't know. I haven't decided anything like that yet, but I thought it would be pretty cool. So this one is not live, obviously. I'm uploading this one, and I think I'm more just looking for some constructive criticism. Maybe, hey, you got some typos. Maybe the placement's weird. Maybe you want, maybe you didn't like the way the keyboard sounded when I was switching. I think the keyboard's pretty quiet, but I'm going to have to get a little good at that, because I could accidentally, just to show you guys a little bit, I could accidentally throw up like a node screen right like this, and that wouldn't be good. So there's definitely the opportunity for me to make mistakes with this one. It's not going to be as clean, but I do think that, people do this in the real world. They've got like producers, and they're messing around. They've got like a news guy, and they're throwing graphics up, and I'm going to try and see if I can do that by myself. And maybe it'll be a little bit more enjoyable. I'll probably be able to read. Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm very good at this and I'll be able to read some of the chat. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises. I'm going to probably not do that, because I want to keep these. I want people to go back and be able to watch maximum like a 15-minute video. These should be ending up the same length as they were before. I just want them to go live, so in case anybody wanted to see it as I'm doing it, that they can. So we'll see if that's possible. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it here for this war video. This one was 12 minutes. I was able to do that in about 10 minutes. So it's all looking possible. Hopefully they don't change the map on me and I have to redo all my graphics, because those guys, let me tell you, those graphics you guys see, there is a lot of copy paste going on, but man, those take a long time to work with. I was just working for the last few hours on those, and I got other stuff to do. I can't just be working on these all day. So anyway, let me know what you think again. Go easy on me, but also keep it, don't go too easy. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you soon, and take care.